There's an ancient green powder that's been used for centuries in traditional medicine, but only recently has modern science caught up and revealed just how powerful it really is. In a double-blind clinical study, participants who added this natural powder to their routine lost more than twice as much weight as the placebo group in just 8 weeks. Same diet, same exercise, no tricks. The group using the supplement dropped over 10 pounds, while the placebo group lost just 4. That's not just a small difference. That is a natural fat loss breakthrough, but it didn't stop at weight. They also saw that it lowered LDL cholesterol levels, energy was higher, and there was slimmer waistline, losing inches. Very important. All without changing anything else. And yes, this powder even helps your body burn fat while you sleep. So I'll also show you exactly how it works in just a moment. So what is this miracle powder? It's called moringa, sometimes known as the miracle tree. And what it does inside the body is unlike almost anything else in nature. It is my favorite superfood. And it's studies like that that just show, hey, this thing really does have some great value in it. There is never a one size fits all and it can fix everything. You do need to pair a good, healthy lifestyle, which I teach all about constantly. You can get a free book of mine below and learn all about that. But adding nutrients like this, I love being able to do that when they don't have any side effects with it. So let me show you just how powerful it is and why so many people are finally seeing results with losing fat, let alone their energy levels and anti-aging effects, even when nothing else has worked. So to understand why we need to look at to understand that and why we need to look at it, to understand why and why we need to look at moringa, and to understand what's happening inside of the body and how moringa helps flip that switch on fat loss. So let's dig into how it flips that switch. It starts with blood sugar. When the blood sugar spikes, insulin kicks in. And insulin flips your body into fat storage mode. Even if you eat clean, even if your blood sugar is stable and fat loss stalls, so even if you eat clean, even if blood sugar is unstable, and even if fat loss stalls, moringa helps flatten the spikes that insulin jumps up. And if you followed me for any amount of time, if you can control insulin and have an insulin-friendly lifestyle, that is going to lead to optimum weight. One study, 21% of people, in one study, 21% drop in post-meal blood sugar. And in another study, 7 grams a day equaled 13.5% lower fasting glucose in 3 months. Now, I'm not advocating for this huge doses of it, but it was showing that there was fewer crashes, fewer cravings, more fat burning. But it's not just about burning fat that you already have. Moringa helps stop your body from making more of it in the first place. It contains something called isothiocyanates. Isothiocyanates. Try saying that one 3 times fast. It's a powerful plant compound that help your cells flush out the toxins, and they support a normal inflammatory response. 46 different antioxidants inside of moringa. This is one of the most powerful one. Here's the part most people miss. These slow down the enzymes that your body uses to create new fat. Think of these antioxidants, especially that one, like flipping the switch on fat storage to off, fat burning to on. There's a massive advantage, especially if your metabolism feels like it's stuck or if your hormones seem to be working against you. This is how people finally start seeing the results. Even when the diet and the exercise alone never really worked, it's all about putting the right foods in at the right time. But moringa just doesn't stop fat from forming. It also helps your body break down the stored fat and then use it up for energy. That's why there's often an energy spike when people add this superfood into their system. You're more efficiently burning the foods that you eat or eating into the storages that you have. It does this with a compound called chlorogenic acid. Another very good source of chlorogenic acid is coffee, if you have it organic. It supports a process called lipolysis, and that's when your fat cells release stored energy to burn fat as fuel. That's the goal. In a 16-week study using a moringa-based blend, users lost 12 pounds and the placebo lost just 2. It's almost a 6x increase in weight loss with the same routine. Didn't change anything else. So it's a strong sign that moringa helps unlock fat that's really been stuck, maybe in those hard areas. And it also supports one of the most exciting fat loss pathways that we know of, which is the GLP-1 response. You've probably heard of Ozempic and GLP-1 meds, the injectables. They mimic a hormone that tells your brain, I'm full. Slow down digestion. Balance blood sugar. Moringa supports these same effects naturally. No side effects, no $1,000 injections. That's why so many people say that it cuts out those cravings. You still have to do your part and still put good healthy nutrients in and lifestyle factors, but it keeps that steady energy all day long. And here's something almost no one talks about, but it might be the reason you've struggled to lose weight: cortisol, your stress hormone. When your stress hormone is high all the time, higher than normal, it literally shuts down fat burning. And one of the main benefits of moringa is helping to balance a healthy stress response, to avoid those moments of cravings during the day or that crashed energy because you ate too big of a lunch or where you have to rely on energy drinks. This is the antithesis of that. It supports a healthy, normal inflammatory response. It helps support healthy blood sugar balances. It supports that adrenal function, so we're not grinding the gears because of all the stress that we're under. Animal studies show that it even reduces cortisol itself. So your body can finally let go of stored fat because then it's no longer stuck in this survival mode of, I'm going to hold on to this in case I can't find my next meal, which of course in today's world doesn't really exist, especially in the United States. However, hundreds of years ago, that was what the body needed to survive the day. Now, here's the best part. Moringa can even help your body burn fat while you're sleeping, right? So when insulin stays stable overnight and you're not having cortisol spikes that wake you up in the night, at least to lower those, when insulin's not jumping around in the nighttime because maybe you ate too late, you're eating the wrong foods, if you're more full, right, not doing those things, keeping things more stable overnight, your inflammation in the system is now lower. The body can focus all of that energy on healing. It enters repair mode. Your nervous system is the only system in the body that speeds up at nighttime. And that's so that it can repair you. But if your insulin's up, you got a lot of stress hormone, blood sugar is up, your body is now working on dealing with those factors as opposed to healing you. And when it's calm, your fat burning hormones like leptin can finally kick in. Moringa helps to trigger that response. It's also rich in quercetin and camphorol, which support much deeper, more restorative sleep, preventing some of those anxiety-ish, wake you up in the middle of the night spikes. So then you don't just lose weight, you wake up feeling better, cleaner energy, which allows you to set up the next day for success, because when we oftentimes get really stressed, we turn to food for stress eating. So it's curbing that whole impact and that effect. Here's the part that no one tells you about fat loss. If your body's been fighting inflammation, fatigue, or hormone imbalance for years, that's probably why weight loss has been so hard in the first place. So if you ever said, I'm doing everything right, My body just won't change, like won't make that next shift. This is the part you can't skip, because moringa just isn't about burning fat. It helps fix the systems that make fat loss possible to help release some of that. Paired with a solid, really good lifestyle, I'll keep mentioning it, my free book breaks that down, but it's adding these types of food that start to give you the edge, and it starts with inflammation. Chronic inflammation doesn't just make you feel tired and achy, it slows down your hormones. That's what's gonna block fat burning. Starts to wear out your metabolism over time because the gears are grinding, right? Imagine them smoking because they're not lubricated properly. That's kind of what your body is doing when it's trying to burn fat, when there's a lot of inflammation in there. Moringa helps to extinguish some of that fire because of the 46 different antioxidants. So then the body can finally start getting into more of a healing mode, the way it's designed to. It contains 3 powerful natural compounds that do specifically this. The isothiocyanates, which we mentioned earlier, they help the body detox, supporting a healthy, normal inflammatory response. The quercetin, a main antioxidant that protects your cells from damage caused by toxins, caused by stress. The chlorogenic acid, which helps reduce stress around the blood vessels and then in the fat cells. These compounds work together to support that immune response, a healthy immune response. They help turn off the stress signals, and they keep your body in defense mode, and they help reduce the stress signals that keep your body in defense mode and storing fat. And then we can't forget about the heart. The same antioxidant power that also protects and does those things from an inflammatory response and a stress response help protect your cardiovascular system. In clinical studies, moringa lowered LDL bad cholesterol by 30 points, raised HDL cholesterol by 9 points. It also helped blood vessels stay flexible and relaxed. Now, of course, you work with the doctor. This isn't replacing anything. When it just comes to adding a food to your regimen that could help out with some of those health goals, that's what I really like about it. I love being able to add food in and get that benefit to support the body's needs. So those things, that flexibility in those blood vessels and those staying flexible and relaxed, that helps drives the blood pressure the positive direction. It means reducing the oxidative stress that damages the arteries, the inside of the arteries that build up clots and get damaged and oxidized over time. Oxidized cholesterol is the real risk, not just regular cholesterol in your body. Putting in huge amounts of antioxidants, that's what helps to protect those arteries over time. And then once your heart starts working better, your energy can finally catch up. It's a fatigued heart, right? It's working so hard, you don't have energy for other parts of your life. So moringa helps support the body in what has been missing there to help make that happen. It's not a stimulant like caffeine. It's a high performance fuel. And because of those 46 antioxidants, it's one of the richest foods, if not the richest on the planet in those antioxidants. 92 different nutrients, 9 essential amino acids that your body can help to repair and help to thrive over time. So it provides those raw materials that the factories need to produce energy at the cellular level, those little mitochondria factories to pump out the ATP. Iron for oxygen in the blood, B vitamins for the brain and for your nerve health, vitamin C to help absorb it all and to help support a healthy immune system. So when your body has what it needs, then your heart is getting that benefit, your arteries are getting that benefit, your brain gets that benefit. It starts to follow. So that's why a lot of people start noticing fewer energy dips, better focus through the day, clearer thinking, and then more stable moods. We're not having those cravings, those spikes. We're feeling more full. We're not turning to food as much. We're not having energy drop-offs. That's affecting the mood. And then you're not dragging through the day anymore. You're more present, more sharp, more in control. And in the long term, the benefits of taking the moringa are just as incredible because it's packed with those antioxidants. And that's what's fighting off that oxidative stress. It's an internal rust that builds up from toxins and inflammation over time. And it's gradually breaking down your cells. That's why I teach a lot about rotational eating. That's why I teach a lot about cholesterol not being your problem, your liver makes 75% of your cholesterol. It's the oxidation of that cholesterol that's the problem. The oxidation of the arteries, that's the problem. It's the internal rust that these toxins and these inflammatories do over time. So over time, the antioxidants in moringa help to protect that battle, at least adding and topping up, along with other great superfoods that we've covered previously. Your brain, your liver, your DNA get that protection. It even contains the rare compound zeatin. It is the highest dosage of zeatin in any food on the planet, and it helps slow the signs of aging, especially in the skin. So then it doesn't just help you feel better, but it also helps you look better. And I call that feeling good, looking good, living good. That's why I like it so much. For women going through perimenopause or menopause, moringa can be a game changer because it contains plant estrogens in a natural form that helps support hormonal balance. It adds in magnesium to relax the nervous system, vitamin B6 to support your mood and your sleep cycles. And in clinical studies, moringa helped reduce hot flashes, emotional swings, poor sleep quality. For a lot of women, though, it helps them feel calm, steady, and they're just more like themselves again. And when you sleep, your stress and your hormones are all in unison, in sync. The body can just let go of the fat instead of holding onto it. It's a protective mechanism. That's what the body's trying to do. So that's when fat loss really starts to feel possible again, because your system isn't fighting you anymore. It can finally start to let go of some of those toxins and some of that storage. So yes, this miracle tree superfood supports fat loss, energy, heart health, hormone balance. But here's the catch. Most don't have a plant in their backyard. There are some areas of the world this is growing. Some of you do have it. That's incredible. You can harvest your own and then, get it extracted down to the powder. Pay attention a lot to the leaves. You can throw stems in there as well. But then we end up turning to a lot of supplements on the market. And so many of them are just not the solution. And it's part of the reason for me creating that video, educating on it. I think there's a lot of benefits of it. But there's a lot of the supplements out there that are part of the problem as well. Many are not organically grown. They're grown in contaminated soils. They're packed with cheap fillers. So many other things that I see inside of the capsules. They're processed in ways that destroy the nutrients that make moringa effective in the first place. Or they're in fictitious doses. 10,000 milligrams of moringa leaves. Yes, 10,000 milligrams of moringa leaves, but then when you extract the powder out of it, you may only make 500 milligrams of the powder. But on the front of the packaging, people will advertise 10,000 milligrams of moringa. That's not true. There's a little asterisk by it. The dose is actually 500 milligrams, but it came from 10,000 milligrams of an actual plant. But all of us know, when you extract something down, then it gets less when you get it in the powder form. So there's always this asterisk and disclaimer. It's just deceiving to me. So I wanted to call that out so you're aware of it. And I did create my own. You don't have to get Dr. Living Goods, but I do love this superfood. I want my wife using it, myself using it, my family using it. So I put a lot of research into it to look through these studies and created Living Good Daily Moringa. It's 1,000 milligrams of pure moringa extract. It's 100% organic moringa leaf powder, nothing else. There's nothing else in it. It's the capsule and the moringa. There's no junk, no fillers, no hidden ingredients. It's lab tested because I don't want my wife ingesting, tons of chemicals or something that could be in it. It's sourced then from nutrient-rich soil, not contaminated soil. And then we protect it when we dry it and make it at lower temperatures to protect these powerhouse nutrients that this natural food that God gave us, we can take advantage of. You can take it in two ways: in a capsule form, if you just want it fast, no prep, easy daily dose, or you can just open the capsule and put it into anything. Now, I've tried it before of like putting it into my coffee that way. It has a green taste to it, kind of a green tea taste. So you have to be careful what you add it to that doesn't mess it up, but a smoothie should be no problem. So, and this is the part that matters the most. I base the dosage on what's actually been shown to help support healthy weight, support healthy, clean energy levels. And so that's why that 1,000 milligram dose, you won't see very many that are at that high. Some at 800, some that'll say 10,000 on the front, but that really means 500 if you flip it over and look at the back. But it's 1,000 milligrams of the pure extract. And so that's what helps support those levels, because if you're going to use moringa, it should actually work. And the same way I buy my groceries at the grocery store, quality over quantity, quality over diet. I just want very quality foods, and that's what I focus on. And so that's why I made the moringa. And so this is the same superfood powder that's going a long way in supporting many areas of health and weight loss, like we talked about above. And if it worked for those people, I believe it can work for you too. So now you know moringa and what it can do. And if you're using the right kind, it can be an absolute game changer. But if you want real lasting fat loss, we can't just do one pill or one injection. It has to be part of a bigger strategy. I just really like specific superfoods. You can check out my videos on lemon water. You can check out my videos on baking soda. You can check out my videos on cucumbers. I love foods that have a huge impact like this. Because if your metabolism is stuck, your liver's overloaded, or your hormones are out of sync or built up inside of the system. No supplement on its own is gonna fix that. That's why your next move is so important. And in this video, I will show you exactly how to reset your body's fat burning systems without starving yourself or counting calories or doing extreme workouts. It's everything your body needs to actually use fat for fuel again. And it's a critical first step in everyone's weight loss journey. So I'll include a link to that video right here. Click to watch this next, and I'll see you over there.